And do you really want to walk around with crusty crab under eyes? You sure don't, friend. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Toria. As you can see by the title of this video, today's video is going to be all about how to conceal and set dry under eyes. This is going to be a part of a series of videos that gives you guys tips and tricks on different makeup techniques and things that I have learned along the way, sometimes things that you guys have taught me along the way. And so if you guys would like to stick around and catch that entire series and learn how to step up your makeup game, then please make sure to join the family and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload, which by the way, I haphazardly upload every week. So that's that. My first tip for concealing and setting the under eyes, whether your under eyes are dry or not, is always to prep the skin. And by prep, I mean hydration. You want to have hydration in your under eyes. You don't want to end up looking like the Crypt Keeper.
If you want to sell yourself, take a look in the mirror first.
And in order to avoid that, you absolutely must prep the skin with an under eye moisturizer. Besides the fact that your under eyes are actually aging 36% faster than the rest of your face, and because the under eyes age faster than the rest of the face, it's essentially more important to make sure that you keep those areas maintained and hydrated. And do you really want to walk around with crusty crab under eyes? You sure don't, friend.
Don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it!
And I know a lot of people have the excuse that skincare is expensive, but there are plenty of affordable options out there, plenty of great products from the drugstore. This is the Concentrated Eye Cream Moisturizer from DHC Skincare, and this is not expensive at all. You use the smallest amount, it's going to last you a long, long time, probably about 6 months or more. So I'll leave that link down in the description box below, along with every other product that I show you today. Now, creasing is inevitable. If you have folds or fine lines under your eyes, there are certain formulas that work better with it, and there are other ones that are terrible, but knowing how to properly set your concealer is really going to go a long way. The key, my friends, is finding a thin, hydrating consistency that gives you the coverage that you need. And I bet you're like, no shit, Toria, please tell me more. The harsh reality is that we are all so incredibly different, and even though there are a million products out there, there might still not be one that will completely satisfy all of our needs. Sounds a lot like my dating life. And that may sound incredibly high maintenance, but you know what my homeroom teacher always said? Always know the difference between what you're getting and what you deserve. We were tight. Which brings me to a concept that the majority of us millennials have not and may not ever fully grasp, and that is you may have to mix products to get the perfect formula for yourself instead of having it handed directly to you. Too harsh? I was thinking about it, and we do this all the time with our foundations, so why not with our concealers? So for example, you want to use a cream concealer, but you find that it is too thick and dry. Or you want to use a really liquidy concealer, but you find that it does not give you enough coverage. And some of you out there might even say that it's too much work to mix two concealers together. But honestly, it's going to save you so much more money to mix two concealers together that might be perfect for you than trying out every single new concealer that comes out, hoping that one will be your perfect concealer. You're gonna save so much more time and money just mixing things, trying different things out that you already have. So take me for example. This Tarte concealer is thin, lightweight, liquidy, but it does not offer enough coverage to cover my dark circles. So what I do is I like to mix it with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which on some people can be too dry, but these two together offer me kind of the perfect combination. And I can actually use the Tarte Shape Tape mixed with this, or I also like to use the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer because this one is much less coverage, but it is also more of a creamier texture and kind of takes down the dryness of the Tarte Shape Tape. So ultimately, these concealers together create the perfect combination for me. I'm not too dry, there's enough coverage to brighten my dark circles, and it doesn't create a rough, crepey texture under my eyes. Added bonus here is that if you're using 2 concealers, then they're going to last you double the time.
Double the time.
Now, we have all used that powder that after all of our hard work hydrating and concealing and blending makes our eyes as dry as the Mojave Desert. Those in the beauty community like to call that baking powder. Now, before you click away from this video, I'm not saying that baking powder causes the dryness. I believe that it is the way we are taught to apply baking powder that causes dryness. We've all seen the beauty gurus blend out their concealer with a little beauty blender and then instantly dip it into a pile of powder and place that directly under their eyes. Because we don't want to crease. So rewind that thought. We all know that isn't going to work if you already have dry under eyes. But through many years of Instagram stalking, I've learned a tip that very few artists share. And that tip is, come closer, my child.
Yes, gather round the Snapchat, children.
Setting it with a small amount of powder first. Mind-blowing, right? Now, some artists have said that you can use the very same powder that you use for baking, take a small amount, apply that, let it set, and then go ahead and go over it with your baking powder. But others I have seen talk about using a pressed setting powder first because it's more hydrating. This works in the same way that we use a nude eyeshadow over our eyeshadow base in order to make the rest of the shadows blend out smoother. It makes building up intensity more difficult, but that's because that tacky surface has already been set once and there isn't as much to stick to. Now, of course, you don't have to do any of this baking nonsense at all unless you deal with issues with your concealer lasting all day or your other makeup smudging. I have personally had the most luck with my under eyes by using a talc-free powder like this one from Well People. No, this is not sponsored. I pay for each of these with my very own money, but it's totally worth it. I also love this one in particular because it is USDA organic, has very few products in it. If you haven't heard about the dangers of talc, I do suggest that you do some research and form your own opinions, but there are plenty of other brands out there who create talc-free powders, including Cover FX, which is also a completely talc-free brand. Other brands that have released talc-free powders include Tarte, It Cosmetics, Hourglass, Laura Mercier, and I'm sure there are more out there. But I digress. After you've let the powder sit there for a while and lightly dust it off, you should have a much smoother surface than you would have had otherwise. My last tip for you is to spray your face with a setting spray before you apply your mascara. This is going to take down and melt into the skin any remaining powder that might still be there and give you extremely smooth under eyes. Considering that you indeed are still wearing makeup and are not in fact barefaced. Because of course, the only thing that looks like real skin and not product is real skin and no product. That is all for me. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And those are all the tips and tricks I have for you guys today on how to conceal and set your dry under eyes. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully there are a couple tricks in there that you haven't heard of before. Leave me a comment below with anything else makeup-wise that you have always been curious about or would like to learn more about. I'd be happy to add that to this whole series. And of course, make sure to follow the series, that you hit that subscribe button. Also, if I could ask one favor, it would be to give this video a thumbs up. It helps this channel grow so much. And other than that, I hope I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.